And so the word would read, always in supplication of mine, making supplication for you with all joy. Same word, same context. Okay, and it would just make more sense to do that. In other words, these weren't general prayers that were going up. Instead, he contemplated the needs of each one of his fellow believers, and he would include that need in his plea. Lord, look after Christias as she takes care of her family. Oh God, Sergius Paulus needs your hand with him at the brick factory, and so on. He's remembering these people. He's got this deep-seated need to utter to God what is on his mind about this person. He knows he's having a difficult time, and so that's what he's doing. This would have been the constant practice of Paul, remembering those he loved, praying for them, and doing so, as he says, with joy. This is the first of 5 times that hara, or joy, is used by Paul. It indicates properly, this helps word studies, properly the awareness of God's grace, favor, or joy. It is, as they say, grace recognized. From its frequent use, joy is considered the main theme of this epistle. If you remember the circumstances, we talked about them a little bit. When Paul wrote this epistle, he was where? He was in prison. He was in, and it wasn't just, like I said, I'll repeat it again in case you didn't watch the last Bible study. It wasn't like being in a jail or in a prison in America today, where you get to go and you get 3 meals in a day. You get in line and it's good food and it's healthy, and then you get to go back to your cell and click on a TV and watch TV. And it wasn't like that at all. Okay, there is a Roman jail is a dirty place. It's a stinky place. If it's in the summer, it's very hot, and if it's in the winter, it's very cold. Okay, and Paul one time in one of his letters says, "Bring my cloak." Well, what does that matter? Well, most people only had 1 or 2 garments. And so if he didn't have his cloak, and I don't think he was in prison when he said that. I don't remember the epistle. But, he was in prison enough where he needed to have it if winter was coming and he got thrown into prison. So these are things that he would have had to have thought about in advance, okay? And if you didn't have somebody to bring you food, you weren't going to eat because they did not provide you food. So it was a very difficult circumstance that he was in, and yet joy, that's the theme of this epistle. He could rise above his circumstances, and he could write these letters to people that still inspire people 2,000 years later, because he was a man of joy, and he was trying to express how you can have that joy as well. Okay.